Today is Thursday, Parashat Mishpatim. This coming Shabbat, we're going to read the Parashat Mishpatim, but it's called Shabbat Shkalim. Why is it called Shabbat Shkalim? Because this Shabbat, we're going to take two Sifrei Torah. The first one, we read Parashat Mishpatim, and the second one, we're going to read from Parashat Kitisa, the portion that has to do with Machatzit shekel, the half a shekel, that every male over the age of 20 gave to participate in the daily service of the Korban Tamid, to be able to participate in a daily sacrifice, communal sacrifices that were made in Bet HaMikdash, that were bought with these Machatzit shekel collected from every male over the age of 20. So the whole of the community participates in this mitzvah, daily service in Bet HaMikdash. And each gave the exact same amount. The one who was wealthy cannot say, you know what, I'm going to give a lot more than half a shekel. I'm going to give hundreds or thousands of shkalim. No, give only machatzit shekel. And also somebody who's not rich, who's not, even if he's poor, he still has to find a way to give that machatzit shekel, that half a shekel, and not to give less than that. Why is it read specifically on this Shabbat? Because from one year to the next, the machatzit shekel collected for the specific year is used only for that year, and it's not used in the future year. So every year had the machatzit shekel for that year, used for that specific year. The fiscal year in Bet HaMikdash began on the 1st of Nisan, the beginning of the month of Nisan. So 1 month before, which is the beginning of the month of Adar, and when there are 2 months of Adar, the Adar that is closest to Nisan, they start announcing, now is the time to give Machatzit shekel, so they have enough time for 1 month to collect Machatzit shekel. So when the 1st of Nisan comes, they're using for that year's collection of Machatzit shekel, the sacrifices are bought from that for Bet HaMikdash. So the Shabbat before Rosh Chodesh Adar, which is this coming Shabbat, we're going to be announcing the beginning of the month of Adar. We read this extra portion in a Sefer Torah, in the second Sefer Torah, that relates the obligation to give Machatzit shekel. And even though nowadays we do not have Bet HaMikdash and we don't have the daily sacrifices, and therefore the Machatzit shekel is not really applicable, but still, Zecher leMachatzit shekel, in remembrance of Machatzit shekel, we read this parasha, and also there's a custom, by Purim time, to give this Machatzit shekel in remembrance, to give. Some people give $50, some people give 3 coins. The idea is to give something for a fund that is called the Machatzit shekel fund, that is used nowadays. An important portion of it is used to support the people who learn Torah, the people who learn in the kollel, people who learn yeshivot, to support them, because nowadays that we do not have Bet HaMikdash, in its stead, so to speak, where people sit down to learn Torah, that's where the Shekhinah is present. So this Shabbat is going to be called Shabbat Shkalim. We'll read a portion that has to do with giving Machatzit shekel, and this is Zecher in remembrance of the Machatzit shekel that was given, and each person was giving half, so that to get the idea that we need another half to make a whole, and the idea of bringing the Jewish people to have achdut amongst us, to have togetherness amongst us, so that we can be all only when we join with another person, and together is what these coins that were given together is what was used in the service of Bet HaMikdash, so that every person, every fellow Jew has a share in those mitzvot, in those daily mitzvot. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.